Very disappointing last Saturday, of course. Warrington really needs that third fight against Lara to get that credibility back. What's the chance of a third fight actually happening, especially anytime soon? It's very low. Lara has a really bad cut. He's going to be sidelined for a while. And Warrington is not a young pressure fighter. So it's not just the fact that the result itself was disappointing. The repercussions of what's happened now with that bad cut. We can't do a quick little turnaround. It wasn't just like a disqualification with low blows. With that cut, that could possibly permanently deny Warrington the chance of a proper redemption. And deprive Lara of proving that first fight was no fluke. I don't think many people see it as a fluke anyway. It was a battering. But he was ready there. He looked in tremendous condition. What I don't agree with is this narrative that has really just stained, it seems, all the comments. Everybody seems to be copying each other. Some people believing that Warrington was intentionally butting there to try and get out of the fight because he was already panicking in the second round. I find that a bit much. This is a guy we've been doubting since the English level. It's a guy we're always going to doubt because he's not much of a puncher. And so I think some people are trying to overly rationalise here what happened. And they're saying that Warrington was already panicking and looking for a way out. He had a good first round. And for me, I can't believe they were intentional. He had his chin down and he was trying to clinch at this time round, which was a good idea. That would have been essential in more of a safety-first game plan over 12 rounds. I think he was overly nervous, a bit reckless, and that's what led to him going in a bit like a billy goat, somebody wrote. I can't believe he was trying to butt his way out of this fight in the second round when he hadn't really shipped any big punches yet. People are trying to make it sound like it was Tyson biting Holyfield's ear out of frustration. I think they're really putting in the boot because simply a lot of people don't really care about Josh Warrington. They don't care if he fights ever again because they were never really a fan in the first place. He's not particularly charismatic on the screen. He unashamedly banners Leeds United in front of every Englishman's face. There's many reasons why Josh Warrington turns people off. That casual audience, who of course, a lot of the casual audience that go to the SSE Arena up in Scotland, the O2 in London, they're football fans first and they're boxing fans second. So someone like a Warrington, not a big puncher, proudly shows his Leeds United colours. It's very easy to have a negative association with him. And so when you have a frustrating end like that against Lara, who previously beat him, it's even easier for people to just kind of gang up and go, well, he was going to get whooped anyway. I think that's unfair for a guy who's proven us wrong so many times. And part of the reason there was that but is because he was trying to put in some different tactics. He was trying to go in for the clinch, trying to shut it down. You have to give him a bit more respect than that, even if you don't like the guy. Warrington was in great shape. And he had a pretty good first round. He was looking to pick his spots. He was engaging less, which of course was essential. Go watch the first fight. Big reason he got in trouble is because he was just standing there swinging like a moron. This time he was trying to pick his moments. It was never going to be easy. He may have got beaten again, but he was coming in with a different game plan. To just say he was on his way to another hiding, no doubt he wanted a way out, it's a bit harsh. The problem we have is there has to be a third fight. If Josh Warrington is going to get that credibility back, he needs to go back down into those trenches. There is no other way. And the fact he basically said F you to Kid Galahad, didn't want the rematch, didn't want to give him another title shot, other people are going to remember that. So if he wants to try and move away from Lara and go, can I have a title shot here and there? That's never going to happen. His team, his dad, they need to be realistic. There are no other options. Warrington, when he was a champion, outside of Leeds, he wasn't a particularly big name, has to be said. Fantastic that he became a world champion for Leeds, putting them on the map on the World Championship class for the very first time. That will go down in the history books. But without a belt, with the way they swerved the mandatory, I didn't even want to see that fight, but facts are facts, swerved it. And then he gets battered by Lara, who probably deserves to be champ. He can't pick and choose here. He has to go back into the cauldron and make it work. The problem is, with that cut, when could that actually happen? Probably not until spring next year. Warrington would need a stay busy fight. Lara might even need a stay busy fight. The horrible cancer of boxing, which is just inactivity, seems to be in the future of both of these guys. Just kind of a disappointment all round. Disappointment for everybody. Certainly for Lara, who travelled abroad, came from Mexico. All the belief he would have brought into the ring with him, he would have really felt he was going to win that one. The little comments about him looking for a way out, you must be joking. He was in there to either win or he was going to make it a really tough night regardless. So what does everyone think about it? I personally think, from what I've seen of the reaction, people are being too harsh to Josh Warrington. You've got to eventually say, look, fair play. You won't have been terrified of somebody you were willing to get in the ring with again. You've proven us wrong too many times for us to just keep giving you flack. You've got experience. You're a tough guy. You have got some skills. We've got to say fair play here and not just go, I'm going to go with the emotional narrative. I don't really like you. You were looking for a way out. He's earned the right for everybody, even if you don't like him, to just give him a little bit more respect.